What is like the one thing that you wish that you would have known or realized earlier?
Damn, that's a really difficult question.
Yeah.
It's kind of an abstract idea of that, like, all the stuff, well, a lot of the stuff that you're worrying about right now is not going to matter at all. Like, down the line, you don't need to worry so much about things that you're worrying about right now because it's really going to be okay. So maybe spend less time worrying about things and spend more time, like, actually enjoying what you have right now.
Yeah. That's good advice. Yeah, it's good advice. I have like this rule that I think is kind of connected to this. Whenever I get too anxious or too stressed out about something, I usually like try and sit down and I try and like envision like who will give a crap about this in 10 years? Who would actually like remember this or give a crap or bring this up, or would it influence me in 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
And that's sort of where you know when you're kind of overly worried or when you're overly anxious about something.
Yeah, perspective is always easier in hindsight, but sometimes you have to force it upon yourself in the present so you can get through it.
Yeah, definitely. And tying into kind of life advice, if somebody's starting out like wanting a career in music, do you have any advice for that person?
Well, I don't have a career in music, so
sort of. You're just not,
I have a very, very good hobby, very cool hobby. So it's tough when you don't have any formal music training. I was very lucky to start my journey into this with classical music, and I learned so much from that I'm able to apply to what I'm doing now. So theory and music, like just even understanding the basics of what music is, I got that at a really young age. So if you want to get into music, you're either going to have to try to teach yourself that. And I think we're lucky right now because there are tons of YouTube videos from very talented people talking about music that you could probably just watch and learn from. If not there, maybe Linda or some other tutorial website has a series you could get started with that explains the basics of music, so you can just kind of understand the language of what you're dealing with. The other way, and maybe in tandem with this, is to either just do it yourself or maybe find some videos that explain how a track was made. I think there's a fair number of videos that tear apart or remake popular tracks, especially in the EDM genre and stuff like that on YouTube. So that's a great way to get inside the mechanics of the thing. When you're listening to music that you want to make, you need to start actively listening to it. So you have to understand okay, here there's a kick drum here, and it's repeating this pattern. There's a snare here, it's repeating this pattern so many times, and then it changes here. The snare sounds bright, or it cracks in a certain way, or it sounds dull, or this instrument sounds this way. Developing a way to describe even what you're hearing, so that when you reach for your digital audio workstation or your synth or whatever you're using, you can start envisioning that and reaching for the thing that you need. So there's the individual components of the song that you're trying to make, and then there's the structure. And I fully encourage anybody who is just getting into making songs, if they want to make songs of a certain genre, to just basically tear apart songs that they like copy them completely, copy them down to the nth degree as closely as you can. Try to make it and see what you learn through that process. That's how I would. I mean, I was doing that a lot when I first started out. I would get a new album and I would get a couple tracks completely stuck in my head, and I'd basically rip them off as best I could in my music software, so I could learn kind of how that worked.